All right, welcome everybody. Thank you all for joining us today for the weekly football press conference with NCCU head coach Trei Oliver. Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the win on Saturday.
Thank you, Kyle.
So we'll get started looking back to Saturday, a long road trip to Tennessee in some inclement weather. And once again, the team proves their resiliency and shows their character in a come from behind victory. It's something you've kind of gotten used to, right? This team never gives up. Can you talk about that game?
Yeah, we got a great group of guys here, man. And I can't say enough about them, but we were fortunate to get out of there with a win. We left, I believe, 12 or 13 guys at home due to illness, and I think we had 6 starters on the offensive side of the ball out. So I thought defensively, I thought we played really well the first half of the game, and then offense, hit a few plays, but offensively, we missed quite a few. We've hit a lot of those plays that we missed all year long, and Pee Wee wasn't wasn't sharp as he had been throughout the season. But overall, I thought we played solid performance in all 3 phases. I think we won the kicking game, which obviously helped win the game. But the guys are a tough group, gritty, relentless, and I can't say enough about them. And that's one thing about them. They believe that we're gonna win every game, regardless of the situation. They just stay locked in and they believe, and that's all we can ask for of them.
And one of the things when you look at the stat sheet after the game and you look down and see 0 penalties. Again, I did some research, look back all the way to 1999, and that has not happened for an Eagle football team. Talk about what that means to you.
I think what's most impressive about that is 0 penalties and you're on the road. And when you're playing in a tough environment like we were. And I mean, that's just a testament of our guys, the young men that we have in the program, the level of discipline that we have here. And, our coaches preach it week in, week out, and just about how focused you have to be. And a lot of times you can get lazy and not move your feet and end up grabbing somebody, or not locked in and have false starts and those pre-snap penalties. But, you give yourself a chance when you're playing a clean game like that and not beating yourself. So I was probably most pleased with that. Yes, you're right.
And by virtue of Saturday's win, it gave you the 9th win of the season. Only 5 other teams in school history have accomplished that feat. What does that mean to you?
That's something, especially, where we've come from since 19, and just the total buy-in from the players and coaches and everybody. And it was a team effort. I'll say it all week. I can't do it, without these guys. And we've gotten so much better, but we still a young football team and have a ways to go. But I'm really pleased to be a part of this 9-win season.
And also, the Eagles moved up to number 21 in the nation in the AFCA poll. So be going into the Celebration Bowl as the 21st ranked team in the nation. So congratulations on that. I know that doesn't mean a whole lot to you, but I had to point that out.
No, I appreciate it. We just need to win one more football game. 10 looks a lot better than 9.
That's right. We'll open it up to questions. The first question is from Shemai Cook. Go ahead, Shemai.
You guys have kept your players very focused throughout the whole season, outside and inside the field. How are you going to keep your team focused going into another different environment like Atlanta?
Well, it means a lot to our guys, and they really want to win and want to be great. And we played in large venues before. We played in NFL stadiums. We played in classics. So I don't think that's going to be too much of a distraction. I do know that it's going to be, probably a sellout crowd. The SWAC travels really, really well. But they know the task at hand, and they know what's expected and what we have to do to try to win this football game. So I'm not overly concerned about the distractions and our guys not being focused. The big thing right now is making sure that we finish up strong academically over the next 2 weeks. Guys attempting to get healthy and getting to Atlanta ready to roll.
All right, our next question is from Chris Clark. Go ahead, Chris.
Coach Oliver, good to see you again. Sorry, I've been missing out on these. I missed talking with you, man. I got to say that. And to say that they started listening to you right around the time they went on a roll and stopped listening to us, I got to go ahead and give you credit for that one as well, too. So nice roll you've been on. Punch a ticket to the Celebration Bowl. Now you've got, 3-4 weeks to sit there and just prepare and get ready. Would you rather be closer to get, to keep these guys in game mode? Because sometimes things get a little funny when you take 2, 3, 4 weeks off. What would you rather have? Closer game, or, obviously get the guys ready and get them healthy, or would you rather have that time off to drill down on some basics and things?
No, I'd rather go ahead and play the game in about 2 weeks. I don't, 1 week off would be great. And if we could play it in the next week, that would be outstanding. Sometimes when you have, 4 weeks off, your timing can be somewhat off, and just might not have that same rhythm and momentum going into the game. So I would definitely, love to play this game in 2 weeks. But we do have quite a few guys banged up, some guys getting over strep throat and the flu. So, obviously we need a little bit of time off with that. And I think the big thing is these guys get a little time to spend with their families, as well as focus on these finals that they have coming up. So it's a catch-22, but, we control what we control. And it's good that they can get home and spend some time with their families for Thanksgiving.
Always nice. I'm looking forward to doing the same thing with mine. Is there anything that you can do you can't simulate a game. You can try, you can speed up practice. You can, shorten the time between plays and drills. Is there anything that you could do to keep them frosty, keep them game ready? Because, they've been clicking really well the last couple of weeks.
We'll do a little bit more good versus good, as opposed to doing as much scout team work. We're not going to make a whole lot of wholesale changes, but it will be some of our number 1 D versus our number 1 O in practice, just so we can kind of simulate the speed of play. But we're not going to do a whole lot of things, too much stuff different.
Finally, what would that last win, bringing it in to hit a whole new level of victories for a season, mean to be able to pull that one off to bring it back to Durham, Coach?
Man, that's why you play the game, to win championships. And, it's great that we won our conference championship, but now you're talking about a national championship. And there's no better feeling than winning one of those. So we're gonna go down here to Atlanta and try to represent our university, North Carolina Central University, as well as our conference, the MEAC. And we've had quite a bit of success down there against the SWAC. So we hope to keep that thing rolling and bring a championship back to Durham.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck. See you down there.
Thank you.
And our next question is from Kate Rogerson. Go ahead, Kate.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on all the success. How has the community and the campus been reacting to this? I'm sure, especially after that, last minute win, there's some buzz on campus.
Kate, I don't make it out of my office as much. The guys walking around with a glow on this, glow about themselves. And when I see people in the parking lot, a lot of folks are excited, or in our building, but I don't make it across campus as much as I would like. A little busy, tied up, trying to watch film, prepare for the next game. But I might go over to the cafeteria and eat tomorrow. I might do that and go see some of the students. But I'm sure they're excited, and our players and administration are definitely excited.
What have your players' reactions been like to this? You mentioned you're not on campus seeing this, but your kids are glowing. You just said it. So how have you recognized, that success and hard work translating onto the field and their overall attitude?
Well, they're hungry. And I say when they're glowing, it's just after the game, they're really excited and everything like that. But when we come to meet on Sunday, it's back to work. So these guys are hungry for greatness and hungry for success. So they know it's still work that needs to be done. And we come in Sunday and they staying humble and staying hungry. So they know we still have to get better. And we have 3 more weeks to prepare, and we still got to get a little bit better, before we go down to Atlanta. But I'm proud of these guys. I'm happy for them. And it's a lot easier to come to work when you're 9-2 than when you're 2-9.
And lastly, the MEAC conference awards are to be announced shortly soon. What is your take on Davius Richards being potentially named the player of the year?
Hands down. We have some really good offensive players in our conference, but what he's done, the numbers that he's put up are incredible, and just the way he's managed the game. And you look, I think it's been 4 or 5 games. He hasn't even played the fourth quarter or, finished the game because we've been up and pulled him out. So I'd be very surprised if he didn't get player of the year for our conference. And he should definitely be up for the, HBCUs as well. But his stats could be a lot higher, but we pull him out once we get up. I'm not trying to run the score up on anybody or pad stats. So we still got to get the number 2 quarterback and number 3 quarterback some reps as well. So, but he's deserving for it if he has an opportunity to get that award.
Our next question is from Lawrence Davis. Go ahead, Lawrence.
I just want to talk a little bit about your kicking game. I know that, Adrian has been, super consistent for you guys over the last 2-3 years. I know it was a tough little stretch towards the end of the season last year, but, pretty sure this season. Kind of talk about how big Adrian has been for your program.
He's been huge for the program, and we talk all 3 phases and playing complementary football. And for you to have a kicker that once you get in range, it's going to be automatic points. That's big. That's big. It takes a lot of pressure off both the offense and defense. And like you're saying, he's been solid. He's really only had 2 bad games in this game. I'm against the same team, but he's been outstanding all year and throughout his career here. And all of them have. You look at the unsung heroes, Micah Stone, the long snapper, and Walker Harris was the holder. If we have a bad snap or a bad hold, Adrian doesn't make the kick. So, it's a total team effort. Even Juan Velarde punting, I think he averaged 48 yards Saturday with his 2 punts. So it's definitely a team effort. And I tell the guys all the time, everybody in our program is equally as important.
And our next question is from Jonathan Duran. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach. We've been talking to you over the course of the year, and even about this last game, you mentioned that you have a point to prove going out and beating these teams from other conferences. Do you think you're able to accomplish that by going out and beating Tennessee Tech? And how do you feel preparing now to have a point to prove against whoever's going to be the SWAC champion in the Celebration Bowl?
Well, definitely. And I say more so not against HBCU teams, but when we get our conference against PWIs, that's when we really have to perform better. You look at Florida A&M, for example, they go 9-2 and they don't get selected in the NCAA playoffs. And, that's rough. So whenever we get out, get a chance to play these non-conference games, we must play well. And because that obviously has something to do with your ranking and how people view our conference. And I say it all the time. I think we play a really good brand of football here. And the schools that we played outside of conference, we played really well. Number 1 team, Big South, North Carolina A&T. The number 1 team, playoff team in New Hampshire. And you beat those teams by, 2 possessions. So that's huge, man. That's huge. And then for us to be able to go out and close the deal on a cold jury day in Tennessee, with all the travel problem issues that we had on the way there, that speaks volumes about the character of our team.
All right, Coach, those are all the questions we have for you. Up next, we have Adrian Olivo joining us. But, Coach, we thank you so much for your time and best of luck preparing for whoever's up next out of the SWAC.
I appreciate it. You know what? Adrian has a horse, man, a racehorse. So when he gets up here, y'all need to ask him about his racehorse, man.
Adrian, how are you? It's great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Great to see you too, Kyle.
I've got to start off with going back to Saturday. Less than 3 minutes left to go. Tennessee Tech scores to take a 1-point lead, and that there's a chance, the way our offense is, to get you in a situation to potentially win the game. Talk to me about both your physical and mental preparation during that time.
So when I seen that they scored, I knew because how good our offense has been in 2-minute drives recently. I figured Pee Wee was gonna find a receiver, or Mookie would have scored, or someone on the offensive side would have scored. And I was just getting ready, preparing just in case I had to go out for an extra point. But I knew it was getting real when I seen 15 seconds and we only had 1 timeout left. And then I seen that we didn't have a timeout left anymore. And then Pee Wee spikes the ball, and I was like, okay, now it's time to get this opportunity and make the kick. I knew I had the whole team behind me. We go off of our standard is belief, and I knew that everyone believed in me and what I can do. And I knew from the get-go that after making the second field goal in the game, it was going to be a great day.
Great. Can you also talk? Did anybody either say or do anything to you as you're getting ready to go out there for that game-winning try?
Yeah, I had the team come up and tell me that they love me and that I got this. They believe me, they trust me. Coach Oliver came up and he gave me a hug and told me, "You got this. Just keep your head down." Same thing as always in practice. Just keep your head down and kick the ball. And that's exactly what I did. Keep my head down and just kick the ball. And it was a great operation. Without Micah or Walker, it wouldn't have been able to get done.
All right, we'll have some questions now from Shemai Cook is up first. Go ahead, Shemai.
Hey, Adrian, great kick on that last game-winning drive on Saturday. Can you talk about how your relationship is with your teammates behind the scenes in the locker room and practice?
It's always good. We always get along. We always do many things with each other. Always with the specialists. So there's always that trust and chemistry and how our operations go with Walker and Micah. There's never a bad moment in between us. So I knew right away that this was our game, and I knew who was on my side, and I had everyone on my side there in that moment.
You're going into Atlanta for the Celebration Bowl. What is one thing that you are looking forward to playing on the big stage?
Just going out there and bring back the trophy back to Durham. That's the main goal.
Our next question is from Lawrence Davis. Go ahead, Lawrence.
I guess we're gonna start off talking about your horses, man. So I know you just had some horses that won races. How did you get into horse racing? Kind of your family lineage there, and then talk about your two horses.
So this horse racing. So my uncle's a retired professional jockey. He won in 1991. He won the All-American Futurity in Ruidoso, New Mexico. And I've always been into animals. I've always wanted to be with horses, and it's the past 3 years. COVID has had helped me get away from many things, and so it's basically like a hobby but a business at the same time. And we're doing good. We have horses racing up in Texas, and it's going pretty well right now. And that's just something I have fun. Usually that's what I'm going to do this week that we're getting off, is enjoy spending time with my horses.
Cool beans. Do you find that taking care of your horses and stuff like that provides a mental getaway to kind of keep you sane from all the pressure of football and being a student athlete?
Yeah, I think it's a great hobby. It's like playing video games. You're having fun. It's you get a little bit of stress free away from many of the things that's going on in this world.
And then I know you've been talking a little bit about chasing the school scoring record. If you were able to get to that point down the road, what would that mean to you?
It would mean a lot, especially coming in here as a freshman and starting as a freshman. Not many specialists get that opportunity, and I really appreciate Coach Oliver for this opportunity. It wouldn't be without him, I wouldn't be here.
And our next question is from Chris Clark. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, I got a follow-up question with those horses. Are we talking standard bred, pacer, trotter? Or are we talking thoroughbreds here?
We're talking quarter horses. Yeah, quarter
horses. Where do you race quarter horses?
Up in Texas and Lone Star Park. It's in Dallas. It's all up north to the west.
I do know where Lone Star Park is. All right, I got you. Now that I know what to look for. Just checking. I wanted to ask, my colleagues have asked the other questions I was going to ask you, but I wanted to ask you about your process going out there. Kind of take me through you kind of do the same thing every time when you go out. If you would, kind of walk me through what you do and how you came about with coming up to addressing the football and then going for it, actually. Walk me through that, if you would.
So when I knew it was 2 seconds, I didn't know there was actually 2 seconds. I just knew that it was either we make it, we win. If we don't make it, we lose. But I knew going in that into the game that I was doing pretty well. Warm-ups, I felt really good, and I just got a couple kicks into the net when I seen that there was 30 seconds left, and I walked down and did my little dry steps and kicked. And going out to the field, I just lined up. Usually kicking off the right hash for right-footed kickers is one thing that is pretty difficult because right-footed kickers tend to cross their body coming off the right hash. So it was just a great operation. Micah was doing really well. Walker, he was doing really well. I felt very confident in what was going on, and we knew that there was something on the line, and I just felt like if we were back in practice with no pressure, there honestly didn't feel no pressure, and it was just like a practice kick, and take every kick like a practice kick.
Final question, I'll let you go. Was the sprint afterwards planned? Because you took off, dude, toward the other end of the field. What was that about?
No, it wasn't planned. I didn't know what to do. It was in the moment. It was just in the moment.
Congratulations. I'll catch up with you in Atlanta.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Jonathan Duran. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Adrian, congratulations on the kick. I've had the chance to be around you and the rest of the specialists in practice. I've seen the footwear. World Cup started just on Sunday. What have you been wearing on your feet? And talk to me about the kicks and the reason you chose them.
Now the cleats that I have, I've had them since the beginning of fall camp. I'm a big Mercurial guy. My favorite soccer player is Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's who I hope wins the World Cup, and it would be great to see two legends in the World Cup as Messi and Ronaldo playing off in the World Cup. That would be a dream come true for many people, and that will settle the debate to see who's the best.
The Mercurials have always been a favorite of mine also. And also with this being a kick, I know you're talking about with Ronaldo and enjoying soccer. I mean, how cool was it to be able to have, for the first time this year, have it come down to you like a penalty shootout at the end, you get to step up and deliver the game?
It felt great. I've had a penalty shootout high school where I sent our team and we won districts and sent us to the playoffs. So it felt good. It was now this time was football, and it was my first time actually kicking a game-winning field goal. I've never had this opportunity, and it's just great, especially doing it at the college level.
Adrian, if you could take us back to your recruitment coming out of high school, why you chose NCCU, and then what's your favorite part about being an NCCU Eagle?
So my recruiting process, I was actually at a junior college. I was in Coffeyville, Kansas, for about 2 months, and I had got a call from Coach Oliver about if I wanted to become a kicker, and I did my research, and I seen that he was a punter here back in his day when he played, and that kind of triggered to choosing here because I knew that I would have someone as a specialist that knows how to do special teams, and it was just a great family oriented campus, and it's just very it's a blessing to be here, especially, and the reason why that what I love about Central is it's very family. Like you can walk around anywhere on campus and anyone will talk to you. You won't be left out of anything, especially the atmosphere that's here. And I never would have thought I would have been at a HBCU, and I love it here. It's a great opportunity, especially to be a minority here.